Hey Mohammed, Robert here. For you too, I will do a portfolio review and I already have the links ready. So let's jump straight into it. We have your ArtStation, which I peeked at a little bit earlier, which is a couple of materials. And then I also noticed your Behance, where my first question is, your Behance is really extensive with a lot of work on it, but your ArtStation is only the material work. And from what I read in your message, you're really stepping into or trying to get more into the European market. So maybe why there is a difference between the two is because of that new direction you're taking into. But I do wonder, why is your ArtStation only material work and your Behance has way more work? That said, yeah, the first impression I really had looking at your work is that you've done a lot of stuff. You've created many different scenes and projects. I don't know if it is work you did for clients or for yourself, but you know, you've done a lot already. However, it is very much so on the more, yeah, sort of the lower end of the spectrum, or if it is client work, more lower budget work, which is a good thing in the sense of you've built up experience, but it is a bad thing in the sense of the market out there for artists is expecting a higher level quality of work. So yeah, what that really means is the same with your ArtStation is here you're really pushing more into materials, but compared to the work that the market is looking for, it's not really there yet. So my biggest advice, and what I'm going to do in this video, is not necessarily open a couple of pieces and dive more into them, but is really to, what's the good word here? Like ask you or consider pushing your art 3D, the 3D art skills, your art skills and your designing skills to a higher level. And what I mean with that is I opened up, do I still have that open here somewhere? Yeah, I opened up our portfolio, and for example, it also has like a lot of different work, right? Because we did a lot of client work by now, but I'm just going to open a couple to give you a good example what I mean. Maybe this one too. So this is a client project we did where we had to do HP laptops and get them ready for web 3D. So this was an interactive thing on the HP website, and it has this really more professional look to it, rendering and lighting. You know, it feels like a premium presentation. Same with this one, which was for a racing game, and it has that more, you know, I would consider this a more AA production, but it has that quality of look to the vehicle and the world that gaming these days is expecting. This is a really old piece, but still it has that higher level quality of work compared to what you currently have. Same with this, is like it was a look development piece for a client. So it isn't necessarily in engine. Well, I think it all is, but it's not a finished piece. And why I'm explaining this or showing you this is comparing this work or what you see on ArtStation to what you have done. I think your big next step is to take everything you've learned so far and push it to that higher level. So maybe it is time to, do a gun model that is really next level. Like a high quality stylized weapon or a super realistic weapon. But it could also be with an environment, like a really high level game ready environment. This one is already getting into that direction, but really push it forward to a good high level. whereas most of your work is more that lower budget type of work. So maybe it's time to really go for that higher budget type of work. Same with your materials. Here it is. It all feels, you know, it's good that you've been exploring and testing out these work methods, but if you compare it to what games these days have in art, even if it's like a Fortnite, which is very stylized, this is not there just yet. So really push yourself to that higher level of execution, modeling, or if you like materials, creating really good looking materials, and really understanding that workflow and process better. Maybe it's time to do like, because the models look pretty cool from a like this one, from a mesh standpoint without looking at the wireframes, I think will probably look pretty solid, but maybe really push it forward as if it's like from the latest Forza racing game. So aim for that, push yourself to that higher level. And I really think that, especially if you want to like go into Europe and break into this market, I think that is really what you need to start pushing your work and portfolio into. Same here, like the truck might already be pretty close in that direction, but it's all more on that almost like mobile, low budget mobile scale. And I really implore you to go higher to that almost like AAA quality in that sense. And since you've already done a lot in that space, that would be a perfect next move, because you've already done, like you've had the experience of production. So aim, so the next good move is to really aim for that higher quality level. And then really over time, reshape, rebuild that portfolio so it really is in line with that ability to do really high quality work. And then if you do want to keep freelancing, make sure you do add breakdowns or process in there, because in the end, many people that hire freelancers in most cases, of course, need the modeling skills, but they also need somebody to kind of guide them into getting to a good end result. So make sure you add process and you understand the process well. So the visioning, the concepting, ideation, the whole pre-production. Make sure you don't forget to up your skills in that as well. I hope that makes sense, and that it gives you a sort of direction to think about and head into. If not, or if this is maybe a bit of a too vague of a feedback video, feel free to ask me on LinkedIn. We can always have a chat there, or if you need a one-on-one call. But like I said, I hope this gives you a sort of better direction what to aim for. And if not, find me on LinkedIn and catch you on the next one.